Okay, I had some technical issue. So I was telling about Adhyasa Bhasha, first pyara, where he says, Yusmad Asmat Pratyaya Gochara Yoho Vishaya Vishayinoho Tama Prakashavad Viruddha Swabhavayoho. जैसे तमस और प्रकाश, रोशनी और अंधेरा वो परस्पर विरुद्ध स्वभाव है, अत्यंत विरुद्ध स्वभाव है. सो जैसा अत्यंत विरुद्ध स्वभाव है तो दृष्टांत में, एग्जाम्पल में, when it comes to the drashtanta matlab, so why the example is given, these are all the technical words you have to note down. So drishtanta is an example, drashtanta means why the example is given, to explain something example will be given. That's why in drashtanta here there is two things, one is yusmat pratyaya, another is asmat pratyaya. Yusmat pratyaya means the objective field, object to me, whatever I am objectifying, the entire world. I am objectifying the entire world, including myself. Okay, that we will see later, how we are objectifying myself. Okay, so that is Yusmat Pratyaya. The entire objective field is Yusmat Pratyaya. And also it is very easy to remember because in English it is Yusmat Pratyaya. And likewise, Yusmat Pratyaya, whatever we can see external to us, objectified world, universe, including me. Okay. And Asmat Pratyaya. So Asmat Pratyaya means, he will explain that. Okay. What is that Asmat Pratyaya? That is Vishayi, subject. So that is the subject. Okay. Yusmat Pratyaya. That is Swabhavayoho itaretara abhava anupapattau siddhayam. So even though it is opposite in nature, exact opposite in nature, it is not quite opposite in nature, it is exactly opposite in nature, siddhayam, even it is proved. How will you prove? अंधेरा और रोशनी अलग अलग अपोजिट नेचर है, इसलिए प्रूव चाहिए क्या? नहीं, हमारा अनुभवी प्रूव है. ठीक है. और इसलिए सिद्धायाम तद धर्माणामपि सुतराम इतरेतर अभाव अनुपपत्तिः इत्यतः. So that means, so the quality, so no one can misunderstand the roshni as andhera or andhera as roshni. Correct? So the dharma of roshni is to illuminate. From light we can see the objects. Without light we can't see any of the objects. That is the quality of light, illumination, roshni. Okay, the quality of tamas is we can't see anything. God andhera. So no one can say, looking at roshni, वो ज्यादा अंधेरा है, अंधेर का देखकर वो बहुत रोशनी है इसमें. No one can misunderstand like that. The dharma of paraspara viruddha svabhava, no one can misunderstand one thing over the other. Right? Network is very bad. So who can hear me? Can anyone speak?
Yes.
ಕೇಳಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲ? ಶಿಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ ದೆನ್. ಸೊ So the dharma of one dharma we can't mix, will not mix with another dharma. Okay. So siddhayam sutaram, so sutaram, so not even a single minute thing we will misunderstand over the other. Correct. Siddhayam tad sutaram iterator abhava anupapattihi ityatah. So likewise asmat pratyaya gochare विषयिनी. अस्मत् प्रत्यय गोचरा मतलब so the me, the one we, the thing which is the subject. मतलब क्या? So शारीरिक मीमांसा और वेदांता is going to teach what? Self realization, that is Atma Swarupa. Correct. So what is the purpose of realizing Atma Swarupa? First of all, Shivansh, can you tell me? Because all are familiar with that. So I just want to know from your.
सर एक बार और टर्म रिपीट कर दीजिए.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि
जी.
मोक्ष प्राप्त करना ही हमारा गोल है ना, इसलिए हम अभी सभी लोग यहाँ विचार करने के लिए आया है. ठीक है.
जी.
So, मोक्ष क्यों चाहिए?
क्योंकि हम हमेशा इनकम्प्लीट फील करते रहते हैं एंड सफ़र करते रहते हैं, सफरिंग से फ्री होने के लिए.
ठीक है. एक बात है, सफरिंग होता है. सो सफरिंग होता है, सो मोक्ष से क्या होता है?
हम बेसिकली जो डिज़ायर्स हैं एंड जो ईगो है उससे फ्री हो जाते हैं. तो हमें किसी की चीज़ की
डिजायर से क्यों फ्री होना है? डिजायर से क्यों फ्री? डिजायर होता है तो सभी सुख मिलता है ना हमको.
जी.
क्यों डिजायर तो फ्री करना है? डिजायर से
क्योंकि वो टेम्परेरी प्लेजर होता है.
टेम्परेरी प्रेशर है तो टेम्परेरी प्रेशर होने दो.
जी.
टेम्परेरी प्रेशर बोला है ना आप, टेम्परेरी प्रेशर भी होने दो. टेम्परेरी प्रेशर भी होने दो, प्लेजर.
पर वो मतलब हम कभी भी उससे संतुष्ट नहीं हो पाते हैं, मतलब एक तरीके से कहें. इसलिए
मोक्ष से क्या होगा? ओके, ठीक है, संतुष्ट आता है. मोक्ष से क्या होगा?
हमारे जो डिजायर्स हैं जो हमें लिमिट करते हैं, जो हमें बाउंड करते हैं, उनसे हम एक तरीके से फ्री हो जाते हैं और हम लिमिटेड से लिमिटलेस की ओर बढ़ते हैं विद इन दिस स्टेइंग दिस बॉडी व्हाइल स्टेइंग दिस.
ठीक है
जी.
तो मतलब क्या है लिमिट से लिमिटलेस? मतलब अल्टीमेटली क्या प्राप्त करना है हमको?
हमें ये एक सेकेंड गुरुजी, मैं जरा सही से मतलब बोल नहीं पा रहा हूँ, मैं दूसरे रूम में जा रहा हूँ.
ठीक है, छोड़िए. मतलब in English it is called self realization, आत्मज्ञान. आत्मा मतलब क्या है? वो विषयी होता है. आत्मज्ञान मतलब हमारा जो मूल स्वरूप है वो होता है. वो क्यों जानना है मूल स्वरूप को? वो हमारा मूल स्वरूप जो है, सभी सुखों का मूल स्वरूप वही है. हम जो रोज हम काम कर रहा है ना, पहले फ्रॉम मॉर्निंग टू night, whatever work we are doing, we are in the search of happiness. So that is true. But the thing is, our own nature itself is the source of all the happiness. हमारा जो स्वरूप है वो आनंद स्वरूप है. इसलिए हमारा जो स्वरूप, to realize ourself, to take standpoint in ourself is important. So that is विषयी here. विषयी मतलब क्या है? हमारा स्वरूप, मूल स्वरूप क्या है हम. So रमण महर्षि साउथ इंडिया तमिलनाडु में एक रमण महर्षि था, और नॉर्थ इंडियंस को इतना फेमिलियर नहीं है. वो एक ही प्रश्न पूछ रहा था सभी लोगों को, हम कौन है? हम मतलब मैं कौन हूं, उसका अन्वेषण करो। मैं कौन हूं मतलब वही विचार ये अध्यास भाष में ही कर रहा है। मैं मतलब ये विषयी होता है, सेल्फ। वो विषयी जो है, विषयिनी अस्मत् प्रत्यय गोचर है, दैट मीन्स द सब्जेक्ट विच इज मी, so which we are going to investigate. We are going to investigate ourselves. Who am I? That is Vishayini चिदात्मके। मतलब चिदात्मके मतलब हमारा स्वरूप है, चैतन्य स्वरूप है चिदात्मके। दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इन दिस अध्यास भाष्य फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ। विषयिनी, विषयी धर्म जो है, विषयी का नेचर जो है वो चिदात्मक है, मतलब चैतन्य स्वरूप है। इट इज ए कॉन्शियसनेस, इट्स ए प्योर कॉन्शियस। विषयिनी इट्स ए कॉन्शियसनेस। So that conscious which is not mixed with any other consciousness, that we will see later about that. So the विषयी का धर्म जो है, that is a pure consciousness और चेतन है वो। कॉन्शियसनेस, चेतन, विषयिनी चिदात्मके। एंड द युष्मत् प्रत्यय मतलब द objectify field. When you are objectifying, those which you are objectifying, those all युष्मत् प्रत्यय गोचरस्य विषयस्य, that is a विषय to you. विषय मतलब क्या है? You are objectifying that. Just like this is Sutra Bhashya. So this Sutra Bhashya book I am objectifying. This laptop I am objectifying. This is an object for me. And it is external to me. I can visualize that. I can touch that. I can hear that. I can smell that. Because it is a Vishaya for me. It is the object for me. And that is Vishayasya tad dharmanam cha अध्यासः तद् विपर्येण विषयिणः तद् धर्माणां च विषये अध्यासः मिथ्या इति भवितुं युक्तम्. So another example Acharya will give a later stage, so that I am giving now itself. So shupti rajata, shupti मतलब क्या है? seashell. Seashell, so if you see in some amount of sunlight, it appears to be silver. Okay, that is a misconception of seashell to the silver, right? So what we have done over there, the character of silver we have put on the seashell. So dharma of silver we have put on the seashell. Likewise, here in the drashtanta, in vishaya, that should not happen. Actually, it has not happened. But in our experience, we can show that misconception of Vishayi dharma on Vishaya. Misconception of Vishaya dharma on Vishayi. Dharma means what? Characteristics. Characteristics of the objects. We have put on the characteristics of the subject. Likewise, characteristics of the subject we have put on the objects. So likewise, it has happened. So that is called adhyasa. Tatapi, even though it is like that, so now, so that's why Acharya will give the best example first. Tama prakashavad viruddha swabhavayoh. Light and darkness, viruddha swabhavayoh. No one will misunderstand. But still, here itself, we are where that adhyasa, misconception, misunderstanding has already happened. Anyonyasmin anyonyatmakatam अन्योन्य धर्माश्च अध्यस्य इतरेतर अविवेकेन. What is the reason for that? So if one misunderstands, the simple reason of misunderstanding is what? We will say that because of misconception, that's all. Avivekana, itaretara avivekana. Not knowing the original thing, that's all, na? Simple language Acharya has told. Later Pandits had made this as complicated things. For example, Acharya here he has told Adyasya itaretra avivekena atyanta viviktayor dharmo dharmino mithya gnana nimittaha. So Acharya here is told mithya gnana nimittaha. Later Pandits defined that as mithya agnana nimittaha. Pandit fools, that Vyakhyanakaras, later they claimed that they are following the Shankaracharya. They defined this Mityagnana. This Mityagnana Nimittaha. Mityagnana means what? Misconception. Mityagnana. Agnana जो है, मिथ्या जो होता है, वो मिथ्याज्ञान, that's all. But पंडित लोग क्या किया? मिथ्या अज्ञाना डिफाइन किया. अज्ञाना सेपरेट एंटिटी नहीं होता है. वो अज्ञान जो है वो कल्पना है. That's all. The common people can understand better than the Pandits. So that's why it is not preferable to learn with mere Pandits. Those who have not done the sadhanas and those who doesn't have Guru Sampradaya, from them we should not go and learn this Vedanta. So that's why due to the reason for adhyasa, misconception, is mithya gnana nimittaha. Misconception on one on the other. What has happened due to the misconception? What has happened due to the misconception? Satyandrite mithini kritya. So the one which is satya, the satya जो है, सत्य मतलब वो जो बदलता नहीं है, वो सत्य है. यद्रूपम यन्निश्चयम तद्रूपम न व्यभिचरिति तत्सत्यम. So the one which should not change its nature, that is satya. That should be there always. So that is satya. The सत्य क्या है? वो परमात्मा ही सत्य है. परमात्मा के बिना जो हम देख रहा है वो नहीं है. मिथ्या, you can say मिथ्या, that is different thing. वो नहीं है, that's all. वो सत्य जो है, सत्य अनृता. अनृता मतलब क्या है? वो सत्य वस्तु में जो हम देख रहा है, which we are looking at on the satya vastu. We are looking snake on the rope. We are looking silver on the seashell. So looks to be there, but it is not there. Looks to be there means what? It is not there, that's all. But what is the substratum of what you are looking? That is important. The substratum, adhisthana. So जो है उसका समझना जरूर है. यहाँ द एंटायर वर्ल्ड का अधिष्ठान क्या है? the entire world ka substratum, the essence. What is the essence of the whole universe? So we are the part of whole universe. To investigate the essence of whole universe, we have to first investigate us. Here only it has to start. That's why this is called Sharika Mimamsa. Brahma Sutra, now the Brahma Sutra name has come. But actually it is Sharika Mimamsa. To know the essence of the entire world, first you have to know yourself. So that's why the Satya Swarup जो है वो परमात्मा है, ऑल परवेडिंग परमात्मा. वो सत्य स्वरूप में मिथ्या ज्ञान क्या है? वो मिथ्या ज्ञान अहम इदम. So I am this, I am this body, I am this mind, I am seer, I am knower, I am thinker, I am boy, I am girl. So that he will explain, Acharya will explain in further paragraphs. So that is ahamidam. I am this, which is not this. Just like we see snake on the rope, we are seeing, so this as me, identifying this as me, ahamidam, and mamedam. And these are all my possessions. Once we identify with this psychophysical complex, what is this psychophysical complex? When I say me, it is the connection of body, mind, and intellect. It is connected. It is not only body. When you say, no one will refer only as a body. Body, mind, and intellect put together. Karya Karana Sanghata. All the 10 Indriyas. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, our mind, the Karana, body, everything put together is called psychophysical complex. So with this, whatever we possess, that is called mamedam. It is mine. So this is iti naisargikoyam loka vyavaharaha. This is natural in our laukika vyavahara. Laukika, in the mundane world, it is natural. Naisargika. So we all are in the realm of misconception, that is adhyasa. So the wise person, ज्ञानी जो है वो ही बुद्धिमान है. That's why Bhagavan in 4th chapter says Sabuddhiman Manushesho Sayukta Krishna Karmakrit. बुद्धिमान जो है, कौन है बुद्धिमान? The one who has done PhD or 4-5 degrees, he is not buddhiman. Of course, in the world it is buddhi, he is buddhiman. We are not denying that. So सच्चा बुद्धिमान कौन है? The one who has realized the self. He is the only buddhiman. Sabuddhiman. Manushesho. Amongst all the manushas, amongst all the human beings, he is the only buddhiman. Why? Why he is one? Saikta Krishna Karmakrit. He has become successful in life because we have come here as an human being. So human being has got very good capability to think. The very good instrument Bhagavan has given, the Anthakarana, inner instrument, which can able to think. But we are utilizing that just like animals. So that's why after taking birth in this Matrubhumi, Bharata Bhumi. We have to go in search of Brahman, Atman. That's why it is very important to know the self. But Naisargikoyam, for all of us, this misunderstanding is there in our Laukika Vyavahara. So thereby in first paragraph, Acharya, Shankaracharya has proved that this adhyasa exists. So how it exists? And what is adhyasa? He defines that in the second stanza. I'm just telling the summary of that. Aha, ko ayam adhyaso namaiti. What is that adhyasa? Uchyate. Smruti rupa paratra purva dushtanta avabhasaha anta. Purva dushtanta avabhasa. So he will give an example of Shukti Rajata. Ekaschandra sadvitiyatvatanta. Ekaschandra sadvitiyatvatanta. When we get a cataract, we will see multiple Chandra, multiple moons, because the dosh जो है वो आंख में है, not with the Chandra, not with the moon. Moon is not multiplied into many. The drishti, whatever you are seeing, it is dosh यहाँ है. दोष मतलब क्या है? अविवेक. अविवेक के हिसाब से क्या होगा? मिसकॉन्सेप्शन हो गया. वो अध्यास. That is the definition of the adhyasa. That's all. This is also called avidya. One and the same. Adhyasa and avidya are one and the same. Okay. Then Acharya will raise one question. How it is possible? So because when someone has to have the misconception, it should be in the objective field. So, and also there are two different entities which is objectified for you. So because you have got rope, you have got snake, smruti rupaha. So one has to got the knowledge of snake, and then he can misunderstanding rope as a snake. Both are object. So but here it is vishayi. So the misconception has happened on the vishayi you are telling. How it is possible? The Acharya will say, no, there is no such rules that only in the objectified field only that misconception should happen. But it can happen in Vishayi also. So he will give an example of Akasha, the space. So we are in the space. Space, when you say space, it is neither object or subject because we are in the space. The space can't be misunderstood. So this is, that means snake is a savayava. Matlab, it is a solid thing. Snake and rope are a solid things. Misconception is possible. Whereas here Vishayi is not a solid thing. But still how misconception happens. So for that he will tell an example like how even though Akasha, that space, doesn't have any form or color, but still people can misunderstand the concept of Akasha or space as it has got blue color. Even though Akasha doesn't have any color, they will they will do the misconception of the color as blue to the Akasha. And so they may think that it has got a dome shape. Akasha has got a dome shape. Whenever we travel, so that misconception is, we'll know that it doesn't have any shape, but still it appears as a dome shape. So that has happened. Okay, so that he will tell. That will live. Let us not go in depth with that because this is not the Adhyasa Bhashya explanation. As I told, Adhyasa Bhashya explanation discourse is available separately in the YouTube. You can refer to that. Okay. And then this daily vyavahara, laukika vyavahara, whatever see, is in the field of adhyasa. That he will explain. That we'll see now. So I think some 15 minutes time is there. We'll cover up that. Then next class we'll see further. Okay.
हेलो
Yeah, Shivansh.
जी सर मुझे ये पूछना था कि एक्चुअली हम लोग अनुमान या इन्फरेंस का क्यों यूज करते हैं वेदांत में
अनुमान
मतलब
वो प्रमाण
एज अ
होता है,
प्रमाण
प्रमाण होता है, प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण है, अनुमान प्रमाण है. तो प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण जो है वो हम वो विषय का समझ करने के लिए यूज करता है. सो कैसे पता चला कि ये है, मतलब तुम्हारे सामने जो वस्तु है, सो इफ एट ऑल इफ दे से दैट अग्नि शाख होता है, कैसे पता चला आपको? प्रत्यक्ष से, क्योंकि व्हेन आई
जी
टच अग्नि, सो इट इज प्रत्यक्ष. So my hand will burn. That is pratyaksha. That is pramana. Okay. So प्रत्यक्ष ही मेन प्रमाण है. अनुमान प्रमाण क्या होता है? अनुमान मतलब inference. In English, if I want to translate, it is an inference. So we
जी
will infer the presence of something. So even though it is not in front of you, we will
जी
infer through something else. So that
मतलब जैसे हाँ बताइए
बोलिए बोलिए.
मतलब जैसे मेरा मेन इसी में क्वेश्चन ये था सर कि जब क्या हम लोग ब्रह्म को थ्रू इन्फरेंस ही जानते हैं या किसी और तरीके से मतलब उसमें हमारा प्रमाण क्या यूज होता है स्वतः
हम
सिद्ध तो है बट
स्वतः सिद्ध जो है, किसी प्रमाण से हम ब्रह्म को जान नहीं सकता, क्योंकि वो ब्रह्म जो है वो
इन्फरेंस से भी नहीं
इंफरेंस से भी नहीं, क्योंकि प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण होने के बाद इंफरेंस होता है.
जी 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 जी
प्रत्यक्ष, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू वोंट सी फायर, सो वी कांट
जी
इंफर दैट आल्सो.
जी जी जी
So whenever there is smoke, you can infer there is fire.
जी जी
Correct. But fire is pratyaksha for you. So
हम्म
we can't infer anything without the pratyaksha. So that's why, so
हम्म,
that self can't be objectified by any means.
ओ
Objectification के लिए प्रमाण जो होता है. So that's why आचार्य will say, तो प्रमाण प्रमेय व्यवहार जो है, so that I will explain what is प्रमाण प्रमेय प्रमिति, दो जो व्यवहार जो है वो अध्यास में ही है. अध्यास realm, it is a realm of adhyasa, it is a realm of misunderstanding. So प्रमाण जो बताता है हम, वो ये सभी अध्यास के क्षेत्र में ही है. Okay, ठीक
अध्यास
है.
सुपर इम्पोजिशन ना
Adhyas is superimposition, that is correct. But the thing is, there is
जी
different from superimposition, deliberate superimposition and superimposition. So that
डिफरेंस क्या है सर
डिफरेंट मैं बताता हूँ, क्योंकि वो
ओके ओके
अध्यारोप अपवाद में जो है ना, वो
जी
डिलिबरेटली करता है. वो ये सिंपल डिफाइन करना है तो ये नेचुरली होता है सुपर इम्पोजिशन.
ओके
जो सुपर इम्पोजिशन होता है वो अध्यास है.
ओके
डिलिबरेटली सुपर इम्पोजिशन जो होता है वो अध्यारोप है.
ओके
ओके,
ओके
मैं एक्सप्लेनेशन
एंड
कर.
बस एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर ये अध्यारोप अध्यास रोप का मीनिंग क्या है
वही मैं बताता हूँ. ये अध्यास भाष
जी
के बाद हम जो पांच मूल तत्व जो है वेदांत लर्न करने के लिए, उस वक्त मैं बताता हूँ अध्यारोप पद क्या होता
ओके
है.
ओके डन ओके सर ओके थैंक यू सर
ठीक है. हम ये अध्यास प्रकार जो है हम वो देख लेंगे. आई थिंक सिंस वी हैड सम टेक्निकल इश्यूज, we can, I think we can stop over here and we can see this अध्यास का प्रकार in the next class. Okay. ओम नमो.
सर वो आपको बुक्स का पता चला था क्या
हाँ मैं बताता हूँ. ओम नमो
ओके
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो ओम ऋषिभ्यो नमो महाभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत्। श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु।